Hey, coaches, welcome back. My name is Matt Lasker, and hopefully you're here to continue on learning all things air raid for youth, middle school, and in the high school level. We have two things going on today. We're going to continue on in our series with communicating plays during a game. We're talking all things hand signals, wristbands, and play sheets. And then I have a huge announcement for our channel, some really cool opportunities for us to kind of collaborate together. So we're going to get started right now with that. All right, great. Well, thanks again for tuning in. Before we get to communicating plays and going through everything, I just wanted to let you guys know that our channel has finally made it to the point where we can have sponsors officially allowed by YouTube. And so what that's going to do is give you guys an opportunity to sponsor this show. It will allow us to create more content, put a little bit more resources behind the videos, find new people to interview, find new ways to collaborate together. And so if you look at the bottom of your screen now where it used to say subscribe, now it says sponsor or join, depending on your setup. So if you're interested in sponsoring the show, you will get a ton of really cool little things, members only content like videos and files and downloads that we're going to use from now on. You're going to get custom badges and emojis. So while you guys are commenting during the show, it'll be clear who our community actually is. We're going to do a ton of new things. Now, that does not mean that all the old content, we've made over 106 videos over the last year. All of it's free, and all of it will stay free. This is just moving forward. There'll be some exclusivity to being a member and a sponsor for this channel, but I'm excited about that. I think it's really cool that we have progressed this far in the past year together, and I look forward to working with you guys, more importantly, on helping the coaching community as a whole learn how to pass, throw the ball at young ages, and in turn, hopefully help the pipeline of football in general. All right, so great. So let's get into today. So if you've been following along with us, we've been moving through this webinar series. We are getting close to the end. And we, again, want to talk about communicating plays during games. I mean, it's one thing you hear a lot of people online talking about this way or that way. I just want to take it and be super real with you guys on how I do it. It's not as easy as a lot of people seem to make it sound. So I want to be real and really show you how I do it. Now, before we do that, of course, find me on Twitter. That's been a great resource for us to kind of just speak openly with each other. So at Matt Lasker on Twitter. Of course, you guys know about whistle.com. Whistle without the I is the pulse of the online coaching community. We have all types of different groups in there, sharing hundreds and hundreds of ways that people run different air raid plays and just regular plays for that matter. So a lot of coaches collaboration on there. We got the YouTube channel. So if you haven't, subscribe below, and of course, join our sponsorship opportunity with that down there. And then our Facebook page is as busy as ever. All right, so communicating plays during the game. Let's just talk before I share my wristband and call sheet with you guys. Let's just talk about signaling plays, okay? So we want to have tempo. That is a staple of having a spread team, especially an air raid team. We want to play with tempo, and if you can get to the no huddle piece, it's a great way to do it. I've finally evolved to the play time where I'm going full no huddle this season. I haven't huddled once during a game. We're only 2 games in, but we have gone full no huddle. My first couple of years of air raid, we kind of mixed it up depending on the quarterback and the situation. So the way we are doing it now, just big picture, we have hand signals for our core plays. Okay, so everyone on this channel should kind of have an understanding of our core plays. So we have quick game, right? We have verts, we have fade out, we have stick, we have corner. Okay. For our drop back game, some people call verts or the drop back. So verts, shallow, cross, mesh. Some people, have sail. So there's all kinds of different plays. And our formations. Okay. So we have open, we have late, we have early, we have green, we have blue. And so those core formations and core plays, which is what we really focus on repping to death, those can all be called with hand signals. I'm a big baseball guy. You know, one of my first loves ever was baseball, and I still love it to this day. One of the saddest days of my life as a parent was when my kids quit playing baseball. They think it's too boring. They don't, they don't care enough about the strategy piece of it. But anyway, I'm a big hand signal guys. That's what I'm trying to get to when I'm talking about baseball. So those core plays, literally as they're running up to the line of scrimmage, from running a play, we are just yelling out the formation. And I'm asking the coaches to echo me, and I'm asking the players to echo it as well to each other. So everyone on the other side of the field can hear it. So we're just yelling out open, 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 or late, 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 or early, early, early. So they are jogging to the line of scrimmage from the last play, getting into that formation. Once they all get there, we start the signal when they all turn around and start looking. So without giving away too much, because I know some folks in our league are on this channel now, we have different hand signals. So we'll say open, open, open. And we say Y corner. And I point to a certain part of my body for corner. And I go H. I point to a certain part of my body for H. And then we have a call for cross, right? So we make it real easy, cross. So we have just different hand signals, right? It could be anything, as long as it makes sense to you and the kids. It really can be anything. So those, for our core plays, that's all we do, and it keeps it moving fast. We're not going at a breakneck like NASCAR speed. We just aren't huddling, and we're saving 10 to 15 seconds just by doing that and running that many more plays. Okay, and we can do all the base formations and plays with hand signals. Now, there's obviously motions that get involved. We have longer winded plays that I can't hand signal. And with those, I do use a wristband, okay? And I'm going to show you now what my wristband looks like. And I must say thank you to Coach Joe Salas. I got this from him. He has been such a great mentor and coach to all of us over this past year. So I wanted to share with you what he kind of shared with me, and I've made it a little bit different for my needs, but I love the way he does it. Conceptually, let me just show you what he does, because it's pretty darn cool. And again, our wristband is for plays I can't just hand signal in. Some of them, whether it's, you don't want to say 25 counter out loud. I don't want to say 26 power out loud. It goes from that all the way to just long-winded plays that we have motion. So our jet sweep, right? It's called open H move jet right. And so, I guess we could signal for that, but it makes it a lot easier to use the wristbands for that. For our salt and pepper plays, we definitely want to just have them to be able to read open F orbit pepper. Our boot passes in the goal line and coming out or going in, those are long-winded things. So we don't have all of our plays on our wristbands. What we have is essentially any play that I either don't want to yell out loud, like counter or power, since that's pretty universal, or long-winded plays that I don't have signals for, or we just ran out of signals, to be quite honest, on some of them. So here is pretty simple. Now, as you can see, each column has 3 different things. There's a color, there's a word on top, and a word on the bottom. There's a color, word on the top, word on the bottom. There's a color, word on the top, word on the bottom. Okay, so each one of these rows has 3 different ways to call each one of these plays. So blue one is 25 counter, bird one is 25 counter, falcon one is 25 counter. So there are literally 3 ways to call the same play. Now, is this necessary? Maybe, maybe not. I think we will play some savvy teams with some savvy kids. There's a lot of good IQ out here. in the Bay Area. So I want to have the option to call the same play over and over and over, because that's what we do as air raid teams. But I want to do it comfortably where I don't think they can key in. If I just say blue 1 17 times, they might start to get it. So what I'm going to try to do is have these 3 different ways to call it, so I can make sure that there's no issues with that. Again, so as a second example, if you look at the middle column where it's yellow, so if I said yellow 12, that play would be called late F orbit salt. If I said bay 12, because here's the word bay, it's the same play. If I said town 12, it's the same play. Again, 3 different ways to call one play. Okay. So not rocket science, but I just love it because it gives me the option to be able to obviously call plays that I can't hand signal. And number 2, always feel like I can do it in a way where we're not tipping off anything. Okay. So the last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was the call sheet. Okay. Now this call sheet, it's probably doesn't look like a lot of yours. Yours are probably prettier than mine. And, there's a lot of really cool ones you can find for college coaches and all that. Really, I just like to just be functional, right? I just need something that I can refer to during the game, and be able to look down and take a peek whenever I need to. Okay. So the first thing I want you to just notice is the actual wristband that the players have is on my call sheet. So I literally can see exactly what they're looking at. Now, best practice is make sure whenever you update this call sheet or with the wristband, you go in and update the call sheet, because that's happened before. And even myself, I change these things from week to week. So you just got to be vigilant about going back and forth and making sure they're both on the same page. Okay. And so then, at the top of my call sheet, what I'll do is just kind of put in just reminders, right? My quick game plays are here. My drop back game plays are here. Since these are kind of hand signals, the basics, I don't really mark them as matching. Now, if you look at the screens, you will see I put the screens here from the wristband. So the screens, instead of it just saying for drop back, shallow, cross, mesh, and verts, I actually put in what the actual call would be, so I can refer to this in the middle of a game. If I know I just want to call a screen, I can just look up here real quick and just here's all my screens in basically every formation, and I can just call it very quickly and have the players get to their play quickly. And then the runs are the same thing over here. So again, I match them from my wristband to the call sheet. Okay. Here's some of my, just a reminder: red zone plays 10 and in right here, 20 and in right here, 5 yards and going in right there. Now at the bottom, I do have a script, and I do have, what I like in that game versus cover 1 and cover 2. Now I'm going to be the first one to tell you guys, I have a hard time staying on script. I have a hard time, really hard time, not just kind of playing it in the moment from play to play. I love to see what defense they are in. I love, obviously, situationally, you're never on script as far as down and distance, right? You're never on plan. So, I find the scripts to be nice as kind of a tool to kind of think through, in a perfect world, what plays do I want to make sure I run, and what order would I call them in. So it's a nice exercise to do throughout the week to get ready for a game against a specific opponent. But I don't know if I've ever gotten through even the first 6 plays in order. So again, it's a nice exercise to do, get your brain flowing and get your mind in the right spot. But I typically don't use the play sheet. So that's probably why my play sheet is more like functional for me. versus like, you see these NFL guys and it's like every little quadrant has some bit of detail. And hope, I've tried to do that, guys. I really have. I just have found, and being honest with myself, it just doesn't work out. So I've created one that's just functional for me, that I can get to my core plays very quickly, understand like what plays I want in which situations very quickly, obviously match up with the wristbands very quickly, and then have an idea of what I want to do versus different coverages, what I want to do script wise. And then one thing I do want to talk about here is I share this with all my coaches too. They all have a copy of this call sheet, because I'm asking specific coaches to answer some really important questions. And these questions can change week to week, right? Obviously, like what is their defensive formations? 3-4, 4-3, 5-2, 5-3. What coverages are they playing? Press man? Are they in cover 2? Are they in cover 3? Are they in quarters? And then the blitzes, right? Who's coming? Is it the inside backer, the outside backer? Is it a mix of both? It doesn't have to be exactly perfect, but I've also asked my coaches at times to go ahead and just jot down little like ones, just write a mark down if 3 guys blitz, to write a mark down if 2 guys blitz, just so at halftime we have just a sense of it. So I do ask the coaches to do that as well. Okay. As we talked about at the beginning, we do have sponsorships available for the channel. So as a part of that sponsorship, I'm going to give you guys exclusive rights to this template for the play sheet and for the wristbands. So if you guys want access to that, please just do subscribe, sponsor the channel, buy me a freaking whiskey. That's what I drink. If you guys drink beer, buy beer. But it's $5 a month, basically, guys, $4.99, give or take, depending on where you live in the world. And it will just help me create more content and get the word out to more coaches. Okay. So thanks again. Hope you appreciate it. And this helped you guys out a little bit. And we'll see you on the next one.